Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. I miss you guys. Hopefully you miss me. I've been very busy lately. Very busy. At any rate, as usual, let's hop right in. A couple of days ago, I wrote down on a piece of paper that we can no longer afford them. And what I was talking about was the Black community can no longer afford the rest of the Black community. Quite frankly, it's been this way for thousands of years, honestly. Thousands of years. Nothing's new here. You would think that it started with so-called colonialism and imperialism. No, historically and biblically, they've been at this a long, long time. There's always been this strain within the house of Israel that just for whatever reason, I don't want to speculate here and go into aspersions about the other members of the other tribes of the house of Israel. It's unnecessary. I would find it completely unnecessary. They have taken on other gods, the gods that was given to them, that they met along the way of them mingling with other peoples and other cultures. They have had children by these other peoples and other cultures. This is going back thousands of years. We have went to war with each other at least once along the same lines. See, once you cross the line, everything gets pretty much over. Can you imagine coming into such a stringent society of people with a strange set of rituals and beliefs that would leave others thinking in terms of a peculiarity? See? Now imagine, we need to just lay things on the line here, man. Now imagine those same people thinking or insisting they are still a part of the house of Israel, even though by them taking on other beliefs and cultures and intermarrying, they still believed it. And they brought those people amongst us. They brought others amongst us. We just have to look at the realities of the situation. And what has been a result of that? Disaster. Time after time after time. They seemed to have carved out a niche within whatever country they found themselves to ingratiate the master or the owner or the dominant, and I hate that word, the dominant society, or the rest of that nation's culture, rather. Scratch the last 10 words about the dominant, because that's not what it is. It's about weakness. It's about weakness. And at this point, people have asked me, "Oh, who do I think I am?" No, that's not the question. The question is, who do you think I am? But tonight, I'm going to tell you exactly who I am, because you've already told me who I am. It's amazing how I was afraid of that, to tell you or to even say it out loud, for fear of offense against the God Almighty. You know why I felt that way? Because I seen myself through the lens of humility. Through the lens of humility. See, I could never reach his standard. I could never be good enough. Yet here I am, which doesn't say much about me, but it says everything about you. Absolutely everything. If I went down the list of, anyway, let's not drift here. Where were we? Oh, I was about to tell you exactly who the fuck I am. I am he who has a voice of many waters. I am he who sits upon a white horse, given a crown and a sword, not to bring you peace, not to bring you peace at all. Beside me rides death, and he brings hell along with him. Beside that one lies another one to bring you disease and pestilence. Beside that one rides another one to strike 1/3 of your water and make it undrinkable. Many men shall perish in those days, and those days have already begun. The only place you can buy water is from the store. Buy water. That sounds so fucking strange, but I'm around the strange fucking people now, ain't I? Who lets someone else sell them water when it falls right out of the sky free and pass by me anyway? Anyway, a buck is a buck is a buck, okay? A buck is a buck. I am he who cometh with clouds. You know, I was thinking about that crown. You know, there's been two crowns here. There's been one of thorns. One of thorns forcibly shoved into one's skin upon his head. That one is a thorn of glory. A thorn of glory. A, a, a crown of victory. A crown of perseverance. A crown of what I would, if I just took it at face value, of waste. Of waste. I would say there's nothing much to left here. I mean, there's nothing much left here to save, you know. But you do know who I am, right? You do know I am. Now, here's the fucking problem. And I knew that this would become an issue a long time ago. You're having problems with image. You keep looking at me and seeing my glory, I mean my spirit and that glow. But you can't, you look past that and you see a black man that's been marginalized, traditionally put upon by the rest of society, sometimes even by his own fucking mama. This is what you're dealing with. Let's just lay the bones bare here. Let's just lay the fucking bones bare. I've gone by many names. Mr. Barnes, on the other hand, has only gone by one, but you should understand something about Mr. Barnes. We found Mr. Barnes worthy out of 8.1 billion people. He was found worthy. Why is none of your fucking business. Probably because he kept himself clean and straight. What you would think of as a nerd, square, but he carried one hell of a dark ass shadow with him, as is now. As is now. The problem is you can't get past this. The problem is you keep believing in the very same things that you have believed that has allowed you to victimize this person and that person and this person and that person, and you still walk the fuck around breathing. This is after you've harmed this person and that person. You just can't get the fuck over it. And that's all cool with me. It's none of my business. Again, none of your culture, meaning speaking directly to the other tribal members of the House of Israel, is our business. We, meaning source. You know how I got the name source? Have you figured this one out yet? Because I am source. Everything I say, everyone else says. Every move I want made, I have it made. If I want it to storm and rain, then it will storm and rain. If I wanted to float your asses out of here, then you will simply float the fuck out of here. There's nothing that I can't really do. If I choose to turn every insect, every animal fucking against you, then I could do that too. Understand, I'm not your fucking toy, but beyond that, understand this. Your culture is your culture. Your culture and your gods obviously allow pretty much anything that comes out your flesh, which once again, I have no problem with. It's not my flesh. It's not my experience. It's not my knowledge. It's not my memory of your flesh. And it's certainly not the history of your flesh, because I don't give a fuck. Okay? Once I've reached that level, then I simply don't give a fuck. You simply exist. Now, here's the second problem that we're having. You're not going to do anything to insult God. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I'm not insulting God, but you have to understand. Man, must I revert back to the definition of who the fuck I am? I remember what I remember. I remember pain. I remember death. I remember suffering. I remember misery. I remember hunger. I remember homelessness. Remember destitution. I don't remember too much beyond that. My friend, has never known happiness. I I don't possess the the ability to trust one human soul or one of mankind, whether they be soulless or not. I don't possess that capacity. But let me get back to what the fuck I was saying here. Every time you do some stupid shit, you do understand that it is in God's eyes. Whose eyes do you think watch you? You think it's Mr. Barnes's eyes. But Mr. Barnes has given us full authority. You must understand, Mr. Barnes was always one of the seven from the very fucking beginning, going back a long, long time ago. Like he tried to tell you, that would be the physical bloodline. But the rest of us, you must understand, we have always been and we will always be long after you are gone, long after your children are gone, long after your children's children's children are gone. In fact, we don't know death, just as we don't know life. We know neither life or we know neither death. We exist. We exist. But back to the problem I was trying to bring forth here. You know, you put God in strange positions. You don't have to believe in the God that I believe in. Do it. I don't really give a fuck because I mean, people that die for stranger things. People have died for much stranger things than disbelief in one way or the other. Hell, millions of Christians have died at the hands of the Muslims. Millions of Muslims have died at the hands of the Christians. At that point in time, can we safely say that neither one of them gave a fuck? They both were fighting for God, if you let them tell it. Yet there they were, spilling blood over ideological, religious differences, spilling the blood by the gallons. How quaint. How fucking quaint now. How curious. How small. Imagine that. The work of the devil. It's the work of the devil. Now, back to what I was saying though. You're going to have to get past this because you have to understand, at least I want you to, because I mean, again, I so don't give a fuck. You will not insult God. And let me see if I can put this in layman's terms. Fucking over me is fucking over God. So I'm not going to let you fuck over me. Well, use me to fuck over God like you trying to show God I can fuck over him too. No, my nigga. No, my Mr. White Supremacist. No, my hater ass Mexican. No, my racist ass Indian. No, motherfucker. No, you can't. No, you can't. That would be giving you power above what has created us. You have no such power. You are a bag of bones, a meat suit, a mortal. You are Enos, he who speaks through holes in his face. You see the difference? We don't need holes in our face. These holes are a feature given as a mercy. So So you would recognize something that you won't be horrified by. It is a mercy. The holes in my face are entirely unnecessary, not even needed to frickin' breathe at the end of the day. And who the fuck needs a heartbeat anyway? You do. Every day, all day, as many heartbeats as you can get a day, you would have. I could bring your ass a bucket of heartbeats right now, and you would pay top dollar for them. Anyway, this is not a game. It's not a joke. It's not something you're going to operate on the day-to-day basis and get the same results. And if you ever think you're going to attack God, I wouldn't give a damn if you understand that that's what you're doing or not. Well, I'm going to take it personally. Me and every angel in the universe, we're going to take it personally, quite personally. It ain't to be. It ain't to be. I guess to what I'm trying to say is you should wrap your hate up and like keep it to yourself. I understand, I mean, why you would hate us meaning source. I understand this. I mean, it's not your fault that you're not strong enough to withstand the presence of angels. You're just not. Not your fault, but it ain't my fault either. And I'm not interested in a splitting the difference because you are Enos, mortal, mortal. I'm not bow, bend, fold, break, or beg. To you, a lesser than, as a species, all things being considered. All things being considered. I'm hoping that you as a species or as individuals within and don't take this the wrong way. But if you do, fuck you. It is what the hell it is. We got problems. Now, back to the main topic. Those words I wrote on some paper, what you thought I was going to get back to. You thought I wasn't going to get back to it, did you? You thought that I got lost in my own sauce. I just went to running my mouth on a whole different tangent. No, we have amongst the, listen, we cannot support them anymore. Anymore. It's undoable. It is unattainable. Here's by what I mean by support culturally. They can no longer live amongst you without being identified. I tried to avoid this month after month after month after year, but you are Judah. You're almost like their mortal enemy spiritually, just like you are the mortal enemy of the rest of the world. You are Judah. The God, the God has had his lamentation with you. God has had his argument with you. God has laid out his position with you. You think about that. His positions has always been clear, period. This one's old. This one is ancient and needs to be dealt with because the simple math is here. There is separation. The separation has been there and has always been there. It's become more and more prevalent due to sociological patterns, shall we say, that I won't be listing here tonight. But they're there, and they're there. But you go back historically and you will find them in 1960, 1950, 1930, 1910, 1890, 1875, all the way back to Adam and that serpent. They are, they are. Man, listen, I'm trying not to be mean here. But either we have to go or they got to go. I don't know why in the hell would they look throughout history and see that every time this type of dynamic comes into existence, there is death. Lots of it. Lots of it. Some cultures they get this. Some man, you have no idea. I mean, people have jumped out. People have tried to ride an airplane like a horse and fall off at 15,000 feet, frozen like an icicle. That's full of fear. Why? Because they have betrayed their own people, acted as translators and spotters for Yankees who were killing their own other people. And they understood culturally when these colonizers leave, they are going to hunt us down. And that's what they did. And they largely killed every last one of them. I don't understand. I mean, maybe between the devil and God, they want them dead. They want this violence. They want this comeuppance. I keep saying we're gonna go down history lane again one more time, just for you. This may or may not be in order. Let's go back to Vietnam. Vietnam, there was the colonizer killing people willy nilly, and then there was the Vietnamese version of the sellout, the traitor, betrayer. They were men and they were women. They were working in the stripper clubs, serving the Yankees food and drinks, getting felt all over and eyeballed and sexed down. But one day though, one day they left, got chased out of Vietnam. Do you know that the Vietnamese government or structure or apparatus, it was hard anyway, it killed thousands of them, because they were supposed to. Let's move forward a little bit. No, and better yet, let's move backwards. Pol Pot, Cambodia, same thing. The colonizers came, took what they can take, befriended those who were all, for whatever reason, I don't know what drives people, and then they started working for them, sexing them down, bringing them drinks, all this kind of shit here. And then came Pol Pot. Now, Pol Pot was a dictator by America's Western terms, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of this argument. Pol Pot had them rounded up, okay? Rounded up. He killed, again, tens of thousands, and the rest of them, he relegated relegated them to internment camps where they were worked to death. Now, if you look through history, there's hills of bones everywhere. That'd be them. That'd be them who turned against their own other people for some people who they had just met yesterday. Well, I guess they was trying to join a winning team, huh? And then they found death. They always find death. That's my point. Moving forward. Moving forward. Where can I take you next? Here's one a little bit more written out. Let's keep it in order. South Africa. South Africa. There was these two groups. One of them was say friendly to the Boer class, the invader, the colonizer who won't leave government and won't leave the land. And they did the same damn thing. And guess what happened to them? Well, the not them went to rounding their asses up, and they would beat them to within an inch of their lives. And then they would put a car tire on their shoulders, and they would fill it with gasoline, and they set that bastard ablaze, and they called it neck lacing. Look it up, South African neck lacing. Go look for yourself. This was done hundreds of times, and the rest they put to death with bullets and sword, also known as machetes. So I mean, do I have to move forward again? I mean, because again, for the life of me, I cannot understand why my people think that they are going to be the ones living in America to upset the historical apple cart. I don't understand that. There has to be something spiritual. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The pattern will not stop. The pattern will not stop. Okay? There's just about no way out of this. There's just about no way out. I know that sounds effed up, but it is the truth. We can't afford it anymore because if they're there, then everyone else is there. If they're there, then every eye, every culture, every nation, every ideology is also there with them, like infiltrators, like infiltrators. You're at war. You are at war. I, at least not yet though, I'm starting to just consider them infiltrators into Judah, hell bent on hurting Judah, and which is understood. But they should understand the spiritual aspects of it and warlike the character of their machinations. Maybe they think that they are just individual acts. No, they are cumulative over time, and over time, one has been pushed to the limit here. And if there must be war, then there must be war. It's not a big deal for me. Like I've said, I live, died, live, died, live, died, live, died, live, died, live, died. Repeat that a couple of hundred times. Do it look like I give a fuck about either one? When I die, I come back and you're still here. When I live, you're still here. When I die again, you're still here. And when I come back, you're still fucking here. You go absolutely nowhere like you're trapped in a fucking prison. You just won't leave. You just won't leave. But I'm drifting. If one has within us have developed character traits, cultural traits that is anathema to the controlling culture, then so be it. It must be identified and dealt with, at least along the level of being ostracized. You can start there, ostracized. This is where your forefathers done went wrong at. They pleaded with them to the point of them breaking away and forming their own house with their own king over a argument of what every king before them understood. This tribe called Levi have a direct communications line with God himself. God talks to them and then they talk to the king. And this king's head, like it would be today, a king. In this king's head, he had believed that this is an affront to his authority. I am king, not the Levites, causing the entire house of Israel to split. And we still have them amongst us today, which is an exercise in some type of futility that I can't quite put my fingers on it. It is indeed an exercise. An exercise. Anyway, it's like this. I come from that 1/3. Those 2/3 are going to perish. Period. And I understand why. Because something in them, whatever, listen, I'm not here to psychoanalyze someone else's actions, but it's there. And we are at war, whether you want to accept this or not. There's bodies, right? Bodies in bayous, bodies in trees, bodies on the streets. And for what I find surprising is not even at your own hands at this time. It's like open season on you. On you. I don't see anybody marching to stop it. I don't see any uprisings. I don't see anybody doing anything. So again, if they or you have already cheapened their own life and the life of their women and the life of their fathers and sons and daughters, then so be it. We ask, how many bodies does it take? 10, 20, It's 3 bodies a week to satisfy the enemy's insatiable lust for more and more blood. We we are rising. We are looking for smoke. We are looking for a fight. We are not playing with nobody else. With nobody else, be they black, brown, blue, white, red, yellow, or anything else. It has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. I keep trying to tell you that this is biblical. They're going home. And if we have to kill you to drive the point home, then that's your waste of a fucking life. All you had to do is freaking believe. Not in God, not in the Bible, but what you see with your own eyes, and you still buck the reality of what sits before you, then so be it. You buck the reality of what sits before you. And like I said at the beginning of this missive, I already knew years ago that this would be a hard pill for you to swallow. A hard pill. You can't get past the blackness. It's impossible. You can't get past it. You keep wanting to regress, is that the proper word? Back to old patterns, old behaviors. It's because you think that you're looking at a man. And not even, I mean, come on, man. I think I've broken this down enough. See, I'm trying not to make this too damn personal, B, because when I do react like I want to react, it's going to be profound. I'm going to make enemies. There's going to be the people who are never going to speak to me again, ever. It's going to be that bad. See, you have to understand, I live in a world of hate. It's pretty much all I know. I live in a world of liars, charlatans. It's all I know. It's all I've ever known. It's, they're all I've ever known. That's just the facts. Race got nothing to do with it. It's all I've ever known. I can damn near say I have never met anyone straight. Now, between you and God, you will say, well, that's because you're looking for perfect people. And you may be right, but I'm not. No, I'm not looking for the perfect people. I'm looking for motherfuckers who don't lie. I'm looking for motherfuckers who ain't always plotting and planning and scheming. I'm looking for motherfuckers who, man, ain't always looking out for their own advantage. Okay? I'm looking for motherfuckers with some humility. I'm looking for motherfuckers who willing to die for what they stand for. I'm looking for them type of people. And them type of people is in short fucking supply. Most of them died in the 90s, put to death by the hands of one drug or the other, or bullets of the enemy's hands, be they black or white. They dead in the grave today. Today. So I think we've cleared up a few things. I've done this. This will be like the 5th time I've tried to express who I am, but you keep getting confused with whatever you have labeled me and never understanding. There are 7 of us, and Mr. Barnes was never, ever something to be bargained with from the start. From the start. His job was simple: to walk amongst you, gather intelligence, experience you, gather intelligence, experience you. His job is done. Thirdly, we've pretty much sure, I think this would be thirdly, that we've reached a point of saturation. I mean, we've reached a point of there's nothing else we can do. There's nothing else we can do. We think that we have saved and enlightened as many as we can. All else is lost. So, if you will give us those who knew God before our arrival, meaning source, and those who know God because of our arrival, if you'll just be simply handing them over without too much fanfare, then shit don't have to get ugly. But that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is many will die. Many will die. Some are me, some are you, lots of you, lots of you. Now, we're going to conclude this with this pretty. People take things so personally. Now, you know you're not that. You know, I haven't said you do know the odds are right. You do. I mean, you do believe in odds and numbers, right? Because if you did, then you would understand that you are like in a drop of water in the ocean. All I'm trying to tell you is that your feelings about things don't fucking matter. Only the truth matters, not your feelings, not your feelings about the truth, not your understandings about your religions and ideologies. It doesn't matter. The truth matters. If your beliefs from truth, then you're already dead, or you may as well be, because who does that? The truth is in your face. I am who I say I am. I always was. But I was fat. I made you tell me who I was. I didn't show up like I am. No, I made you tell me who I was, just like I said I would do. And I did. I made you come to the conclusions of who I was. Understand how this works. And because you did, I feel free now. I am who I say I am, and I was given a sword and a crown and a fair amount of darkness. I did not come to save man. No, I came to destroy man and this system of man. Remember that. Remember that. It's better at this point that we just start to acknowledge certain things. Wouldn't you think? Nothing's going backwards. Nothing is bending. Nothing's going backwards and nothing is bending in any kind of fashion. Yet we keep repeating the same patterns over and over and over and over. One would probably add, well, I'm not going to do that. Listen, if you must deal with me, then deal with me straight. Deal with me straight. You should deal with each other straight, but I insist I would do the equivalent of burn the house down and won't care. I won't care. I will do the equivalent of burn down the damn house, even if it hurts me. Trust me, I've done it before. In an effort to hurt you, I will hurt me. Ask anybody. They would think of me as the original suicide bomber. Yeah, I mean, if the price of getting your ass is me getting hurt, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna play the odds and just put it in God's hands. But before we get there, let's just have some understanding. I consider that when one acts, that behind him is a slew of others with similar understandings about life, about people, about the different races. I'm going to assume these things and I'm going to act accordingly. I say that to say this. I'm going to make you responsible. I'm going to treat you like the leader of whatever you are connected to and then attempt to destroy it all of it. I promise you this. Scout Sauter, I am Source, I am Seven, I am One.